I have some other game, and then we'll do some more. Keep driving after this. That driving RPG game that we played, and I also have Ruffy and the Riverside. We're gonna play more of today for sure. There might also be more Contra, and then of course, as you know, happy fun time videos. Um, as we do stuff as well. And what I mean by stuff is while Larry smokes joints. Welcome in, Frozen Basalt. All right, so yeah, we're just starting. We got like a welcome message here that says, "Ask and you shall receive. This is my old Sawayama machine, all set up like it was back then. I even got the BBS running again, so you can dial in and download more of these retro games." I have to admit, I'm still getting used to that term. Anyway, the story of all this stuff is also a story about people. So I wrote a few notes about how I came across these things and whatever else came to mind as I was getting it ready. You might find it interesting, you might not. It's there either way, have fun. There you go. And so you get your drives and you get built in solitaire. We don't have anything yet other than solitaire. So let's connect to the BBS here. Here we go. I'm gonna dial last call. Those lovely, lovely internet noises. Okay, so now. Oh, now we got a new message. I started the BBS thinking nobody would really use it, so imagine my surprise when the first user dialed in. Then the next, then the next. I like to think it was a big community success story, although you can't argue with the free downloads either. People used to call that wares, and the computer industry called it illegal piracy. I won't try to justify it, I just wanted to share the cool stuff I found, a lot of which you couldn't get any other way. For a while, Last Call was about as big a BBS as you could find in Kansas City area. That was important in the era of long distance telephone fees. Come on in, take a seat, and let the barkeep serve up something you never knew you needed. Press a key 1 to 7 to view more information about the file. And then here's the different wares we got. We got dungeons and diagrams. The point of this game is to figure out what the map looks like by filling in squares according to the numbers at the top and the side while making sure you follow the rules. It's a fun puzzle and good to kill time with. Stick it to the man by putting it on your work terminal if you don't think the boss will see. Any trouble you get in at the office is your own responsibility. We got we got 20th century food court. See if you can make food for people in the future in this factory game from Zach Maddox. Definitely a weird premise, but once you tried it, you might enjoy it, especially if you are technically minded. The interface reminds me of this guy I know who has a whole room in his house dedicated to a machine that makes electronic noise. It sounds terrible, but he loves it. I remember liking this one. I do remember trying some of these months ago when I first tried this briefly. You don't have to be a fan of the Steed Force TV show or even know what it is to enjoy this model building simulator toy. Snap pieces together and paint them with different colors. Fix decals if you want. Have fun. There's no particular goal here apart from getting to play with cool robots without needing to spend hundreds of dollars to import the real deal. Let's go. Simulating building a model. There's Kabufuda Solitaire. There's a lot of solitaire around, but I've never seen one quite like this. This is a totally unique design that's played with the traditional Japanese Kubufudu cards. A fun challenge if you've gotten too used to the built-in Sawayama Solitaire. Expert mode is tough but doable. You might have to deal a few times to get it, but hey, nobody said life was gonna be easy. Windows installation software, it's beautiful. I mean, it's almost pre-Windows, right? Grow weird flesh sculptures. XBPGH the Forbidden Path. Grow weird flesh sculptures in order to escape death. I don't think many people played this game when it came out. The idea and presentation are pretty out there. Honestly though, it's worth the experience, even if it's a little hard to figure out. Lots of folks are scared by the idea that they might not be around forever. Are you? How far would you go in the quest for immortality? Oh, that sounds like a great bad simulator idea. Let's go. Honestly, GMO, that would sell. That would sell. Windows 95, particularly that one version of Windows 95 that couldn't like install the hardware right, and you had to do something after you got it all installed, but it looked like it was fucking up halfway through, and then they had to include this big white sheet that was like, warning, you just keep installing. It was funny. And then finally they actually fixed the version. Hack match ROM plus emulator. Test your block matching metal against 4 wacky hackers. This game wasn't super well known over here, but you might have seen or played a version for home console. That's why Last Call BBS is proud to bring you the perfect full arcade version of this game, the best version. Be warned, you need at least a Z5 Power Lance to run this emulator at an acceptable frame rate. Bob Forte, welcome in. And finally, we've got Chip Wizard Professional. Something different from our usual fare. This download is a professional computer-aided design program for integrated circuits. Excuse me? You ask, Barkeep, why the heck is this on here? I say, why not? More to the point, this software package normally costs thousands of dollars. So go ahead, give it a spin, and see what the big boys do with their machines. No software protection dongle required. Straight up PNP circuit design. Okay, well, the one that sounds most interesting to me first, I think, is this one. 20th Century Food Court. Factory making. Let's go. We'll download this one. Alright, we got 3 minutes. So while we're waiting for this, let's deal out some solitaire. Is the factory one the hardest one? Well, fuck it. We'll see what happens, won't we? I mean, I don't gotta beat the whole thing all at once, you know? Alright. This looks like a mess that I got here. It looks like I got utter shit. I can move this guy here. There's a 10 here. But there's no black 9 visible. I'm tempted to... I don't know if it'll even let me move that 8 there in this solitaire game, actually. You always hate hitting this button. I want to try and get this. There's 2 aces right there. But there's no 10 that can help. Well, there's a... Yeah, there's no 10 that can help me. Wait, if I move that 10 to there, then that 10 can go to there. And then that 9 could go. But, so here's the problem. I can't move both of these fucking things. Fucking solitaire. I could move this one. I can move this one, and then I can move that there, and then I can move that there, but the 3 would still be stuck. If I move this here, then I'm stuck right there. Fuck. Well, this allows me to go further. Three empty slots? What 3? Okay, I want to move this here, and then I could move that there. And now I'm decked, aren't I? The 3? But would that have helped me? That might have been better, yep. Well, there you go. What else do I got in here? No. Well, obviously not now, no. And this doesn't allow rewinds either. This is a pretty brutal solitaire. We're pretty fucked up. Like I can move that there. But that still doesn't get me anywhere really good, does it? Oh yeah, I can move the 8 back here. And then I can move this here. The only ace I can get, there's 2 aces right here. Where's it? There's, oh, right, the 5. Yep. And then, let's see. Need to somehow get that 9 out of there. I got nowhere to put the 3. Nowhere to put my 3. You think this 10 here? That hurts my brain. But wait, if then where am I can't put the 3 anywhere though. You know what I mean? Like I could put this here, but this 3's in the way of me putting the 9 on. Oh wait. I could do it. No. No, I fucked it. I fucked it now. The red aces are still there. How can I get them? No, I'm fucked. Move the red 9 3 to B10. I can't move them together, right? Because they're not actually a pair. So I can move the 3 and then I can move the 9. You know what I'm saying? So I have nowhere I can put the 3 because there's no black 4. And I can't move them together because they're not actually a legitimate pair. So I'm fucked. Yeah, I need a black 4, which I don't have. Unless there's one up here. Fuck. There's one there, but I could bring the 7. But I don't got no 6 now. No black 6s that I see. They must be in here still, I guess. I'm not seeing any black 6s. There's a black 6. Red 5. Okay. But now there's a black 4 up there. I could move this over here now. And then I could put the 9 there. That gives me 2 aces. There we go. That hurt my brain. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Just trying to see if there's another black king here already. There's not. So there must be a black king in here. Right? Yep, there he is. One of them. 3. I don't have a red 4 anywhere. Okay. The queen. See, if that's why I was thinking about getting that. Where's the 2s at here? There's a 2 here. Oh, both black 2s are way at the beginning. So yeah, I gotta like build a whole fucking deck. I don't want to press that right now. But if I put this here, I'll have nowhere to put that 3 anyway. Yeah, I need the black. Put that there. And that would be fucked. There's a 6, but it's red. That doesn't work. I can do shit with the black 7? Where's the black 7? This one here. We're playing solitaire. You're saying if I move this there, I can do something with that black 7? That's what you're trying to tell me. Is that what you're trying to tell me right now? Okay. Settle down. Settle down, class. Alright, now. I don't quite have a third column freed up just yet, though. What more do I need to... I still need to keep going somehow for another free... Move the black 8. Can't move the black 8. You want me to move the black 8 to there? Dangerous to do that though, because then that's locking up a thing. See, you got to be very careful. There's no undo here. It's like there's a gun pointed at your own fucking head, and any wrong move you make, it's all fucking over, baby. Yeah, you gotta see the cards that are here, and then you gotta deduce what cards aren't there. Alright. Yeah, how else can I free up at this point? I don't want to move that, right? I want to get a king there, but I got no black queens to get... Wait, where... Oh, both black queens are up here. See, I still haven't freed nothing up yet. Nothing's freed up! It's not freed, I tell ya. Move this here. And then that black 3 once again is nowhere to go. Get nowhere for the 3s. I'm tempted to just press this button, I guess. I got this whole thing I can move, but I need a red queen. Which is right there. No, wait. I need a red jack, which is right there. Huh. Conundrum. I'm clicking the fucking button, I guess. I can't whittle this down anywhere. And it's even worse now. Yeah, the red jack is right there. And now we're toasted. We're toasted. We're toasted. Oh, okay. Well, we got the next one. We gotta come back in 5 minutes, and then we can get a new download. So we can play this for 5 minutes, and then we'll start a new download. This is 20th Century Food Court. I was stuck enough, Meg. Let's go. Greetings, operator. Historians agree that eating was of primary importance to the people of the 20th century. And that's why the 20th century experience takes special care to present authentic recreations of the simple but hearty meals humans ate during this period. As part of our commitment to offering our visitors the real deal, the 20th Century Food Court uses only late 20th century equipment to prepare all of its food. Many diners will tell us they can tell the difference between the mass-produced, molecular synthesized food of other historical recreations and ours, which is lovingly handmade with humble factory robotics. We trust you'll be able to get up to speed using this equipment to manufacture these authentic ancient food quickly and efficiently. Thanks, the management. And so up first we got a showcase of all the richness and variety the ancients had to offer. Pretzels and nachos. Foods from opposite ends of the earth. Co-mingle and harmoniously in this demonstration of sheer power and scale of the 20th century's great trade caravans. So, alright. Alright, here we go. We got the machines. This is one that I did look at before. This is one of the few that I actually had to look at. Okay, and it's telling me this is the instructions. Create a wire, left click, move click, left click, clone apart, control click, delete a wire, right click, rotate apart, A, D keys. Shift is to hide all wires, and Q, W, E is to step in. Okay, cool. Sample orders. Nachos, pretzels. Okay, we gotta make nachos and we gotta make pretzels. We can make an auto-ejecting stacker like this. This is the stacker, which stacks the tray, and then the pretzel or the nacho. Dispense the cheese after it's stacked on a tray. Deliver to the output. Complete all orders. Alright. So, this is probably where the tray is gonna come from, I'm guessing. And this is the two products right here. And what we want to do is make cheese, get on them, and we want to stack them on the thing. Wait, so we'll stack it like this. Right? That should work. Nachos, pretzels, cheese. Okay, and then we need the stacker thing. Put that there. Stack it before it gets cheese. Feel better with the cheese one away, maybe. So there, that'll do the stacking and the ejecting thing. My cat is freaking out. Okay, we want nacho to the nacho, I'm assuming, and pretzel to pretzel. My cat is like losing it. Alright, what else do we got to work with here? A scanner. Good enough. Scanner. When it scans, it puts cheese on the thing. Right? Am I thinking right here? Let's see. And now it should be a pretzel. Bam, look at that. Oh, no cheese on the pretzel. Okay. Well, in that case, like this. I would have liked the cheese on my pretzel, thank you. There we go, and now it shouldn't be cheese. Here we go. People did that faster, it says. Some people did that faster. Huh. I'm sure it has to do with my conveyor position. That's interesting. Oh yeah, because if I... but then it probably... I'm just thinking about the timing here. Because you can't make it any closer, those one ends. There we go, that did it. Yeah, there. Now that's the time. Bum-bum! I like crunchy salt and spicy mustard on my pretzel, please. Coming right up. Oh, nice, Bob. I had to include a game by Zach Maddox in this little collection. They were an odd duck in the whole lake full of odd ducks. In those early days, there wasn't much common wisdom about what computer games should be, so you saw all kinds of approaches that would seem bizarre today. Imagine a whole studio dedicated to making games where you basically had to do computer programming to beat them. Quite a niche, right? They were based in Harrogate, in the UK, and I met the founder, Zachary McGain, once at a Sawayama event. That's funny. It's like riffing on. It's like riffing on Zach. Zach, the people who make this, the whole last call BBS thing. Yeah, Zachtronics. Try talking Zachtronics. It's hilarious. Recently unearthed from an underground cache and frozen for over 700 years, these original Hot Pockets are as fresh as the day they were made by the ancients themselves. Don't miss out. Available for a limited time only. It's the Hot Pocket experience. Alright. Instructions. Here we go. We gotta make Hot Pockets. Excuse me. Frozen. We gotta microwave the pocket first. We gotta eject when it's done cooking. We gotta stack it on a tray and then deliver it to the output. And we've got a countdown timer we can use now. Wire one output to say start and have the other one count down. Alright. Pocket. This is the freezer. That's the freezer there. This is the tray. Just see what we got here. We gotta cook this Hot Pocket. Microwave. How does the microwave work? Ah, it senses. And then, so we're obviously going to need the timer as well. So, how am I going to do this? Pocket? Pocket? Pocket makes a pocket come out. Start makes this say +1. Right? And then when it senses it's in the oven. Oh yeah, I'll need one of these things too, right? When it senses it's in the oven, it counts down. When it gets to 0, it ejects the thing, and then that self-ejects the thingy thing. Right? Something like that? I guess I'll have to see how long I actually gotta cook it. Okay, let's try 3. Oh no, still frozen. 4. Look at that. Beautiful hot pocket. Ready for your enjoyment. Some people did that way faster. Holy shit. Who did it that fast? What the fuck is that? How do you cook it like that? That seems interesting. Okay. I couldn't imagine how you get it cooking faster than that. I guess. Yeah. Well, you know. We're not worried about that right now. Wine o'clock. I got the cost down as low as everybody else. I don't know how the hell there's like a group that got the time way down. That seems... Okay, let's see what wine o'clock is. Oh wait, we'll probably be able to download something too. Yeah, I don't know how they would have done that. Let's download something else while we're playing too. Oh, wrong thing. Netronics Connect. Probably been 5 minutes. What else we got in here? Dial back in. Okay. I like the sound of that Steed Force Hobby Studio. Let's try this one. This difficulty 1. Sounds good. Two minutes. Alright, back to this. It's very chill. Cool, I like chill. Alright. Now we're gonna do something to do with wine. Instructions. Alright, we got red wine and we got white wine. We got a tray and we got a glass. We got to stack it on the tray, and then we dispense the wine, and again to fill, and then we deliver it to the output. And we've got a sorter, a stacker, and a scanner. Okay. And obviously a time. Oh, and a multi-mixer is... We're multi-mixing now, yo! Look at us. Look at us multi-mixing up in here. Okay. The sorter. What does that do? Let's see. This is wine. And we're gonna need a stacker. It looked like we could stack it after it was filled. I'm sure this is fine here. Yeah, tell me when to put it in my mouth. That's what I'm saying. Alright, so I just wanted to see. Stack on the tray first, it kind of implies. So we'll stack on the tray first. This is where the glass comes from. This is the tray. I think that gives it enough time, right? Yep, okay. So when it starts, I bet I'm gonna need the timers, right? So I'm just gonna make a multi-mixer for the start button. Like that. There, that just makes the glass come out. There, that gets it on its way. I mean, this could be right next to it, I guess. I don't see the harm in that. A timer. Okay, I get something needs to dispense something. I need an output, right? That will dispense the wine now. At a certain, it needs to dispense twice, right? So this has a sense. This is the sorter thing, and it looks like when I play this, it stacks and then it just holds there and it's sensing it, see? So let's make start, press 2 on this maybe, and then the sense button, right? This will be a -1, and then when this senses something, it'll minus the 1. Yeah, and at the same time, when it's sensing it, oh, sorry, I meant to plug this into here. When it's sensing it, it will also, wait a sec, this might not work, because how am I gonna differentiate? I'm gonna have to differentiate. I'm gonna have to make, wait a sec, oh god. Hold on now, let me just see what the fuck happens here. Okay, I need something to say dispense. Don't worry, Larry will get this. Okay, and then when it says 0, you want it to eject this, which is through. Okay. I'm just gonna see what happens when I output this to the red. It wants red right now. Let's just see. Eject. Okay, that says it's too many liquids. Okay, there, that's the right amount of liquids. So that works for that, right? What are we doing here? This is wired into start. What if I wire this into red then? You know? And then I made another counter. Check this. And then I wired this into white. Make that a +1. What this needs... Yeah, this will still work, I think. -1. Let me just see now. Let me just think. Gotta think it through. Just gonna see what lights up here. It wants to do the red again. I need to make it not squirt the red out. Why? Because when it's sensing and this is on 0 and that's on 0 because the red is what made it go to 1. So I need the... Okay. Might need to rewire this to get it right. Red. We need to make sure that this always gets a 1. Otherwise, the 0 will go off. And we don't want that. We want this to only go to 0 when it gets the red. So, this will switch to that. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of that for a second. There's another type of alt. That's to eject it to a different... See how it's like a 4-way? So I can eject it on either side. I think what I need is this here. So this, now when I press play, right? It goes right to 0 because the start made it 1. And then because it's red, that made that 0. And now if I plug this into that, this will be lit up as soon as I start it, right? And then so as soon as that's lit up, this will be an active output. And I can use that somehow. Just gotta figure out how. See? It's an active output like that. How can I use that now? This. Something to do with this. When this is sensing it, it's gonna try and go to either one, right? Check this. Let's see. Okay, so it's sensing this. This is plugged into that, and that's gonna be squirting the red wine. I'll have to figure out how to do the 2 squirts in a minute. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, we're on to something there. Because then I could do the same thing. Like now, let's say I was doing the white wine, right? And I want to do the same sort of setup now with this. And I'm going to take the start and wire that into the 1. So then that'll be now an active input. So that'll make this active. This is trying to now output something. And now, what was the way I had this? That's going to be going into the white wine. Like so. And this is going to be going into that, right? Yeah, okay, so there. That's how I get the wine. Now, the next part will be, how do I make it do the 2 squirts? Right? 2 squirts. 2 squirts. How we doing 2 squirts? How we squirting twice here? We could do it, something to do with this. And then like... And then no. How can I do 2 squirts? We need 2 squirts, damn it! Through? No. Yeah. Like you could... How can I make it go 2 squirts now? That's the question. I'm like so close to figuring this out. They both need 2 squirts. That's why I'm just trying to figure out how can I just make it squirt twice. Either way. See? I need to make it eject. 2 squirts and then eject. 1 for red. Maybe I do still need the timer. 1 for red and 1 for white. Get the red one down here. And then when that gets to 0, they need to try and eject. They need to make this eject. That. After 2 squirts. 2 squirts and then eject. So then instead of wiring this is the red one. That's the one I'm on now, right? Okay, so now it'll be sensing and doing the squirting. Am I really gonna go for another one of these and just daisy chain this? Yep. Okay, and then this needs, I think this needs a board. Because then once it gets to 0, I just need to tell it to go. To do its thing. Eject it, right? I think? Because it'll only squirt while it's there. So if it ejects it, it'll stop squirting. That's my theory. That's my theory on why this will work. So then if I put this here, there, through. And then this one should be able to go in the same one because they're doing two different products. Right? What did I just plug that into? Yeah, there. And that will be through. Let's just see. Here we go. That's a product. That's a fucking product right there. Okay, now the white. Same deal. This is the red one. So the start button, wire into the plus. And then this we need to wire into that white one, which is, this is the white one, right? Yeah. So, so that comes down into here. That's the -1. And then that just needs to wire into that, and that should make it eject. Look at that, that's fucking 2 glasses of wine, baby. Here we go. I think I gotta watch them both now. One. Look at that. Look at my cost is better than most people's. Hell yeah. I can record a GIF of this. Give me a GIF of this. I'm very proud that my cost is lower than most people's. Look at that. That's quite good. That's quite good. I'm proud of myself on that one. Hell yeah. Alright, maybe we'll try one more. Just because I'm flying high after that one. Maybe we'll try one more and then we'll try that new game I got. So this one. Here we go. We got, what do we got here? Sample orders. We got Pori and Papdi. So to make Pori, we just fry it. And to make Pori, or to make Papdi, sorry, it needs to be docked first. Then we stack it on the tray, and then we dispense sauces. Alright, so here's the sauces. We'll just stick these there for now. This is where the dough comes out. This is where the tray comes out. Needs to be stacked at some point. We know that much. I think this is still gonna work with this self-ejecting thing because it's only one product each, right? And then we're gonna need a fryer. You know that. There's the fryer. We're gonna need a docker. You got your docker, you got your fryer. There we go. We got a sorter, we got a router, we got a sensor, we got a waste bin, counters, sequencers, multi-mixers. Holy mother of God. Alright. Settle down, Larry. So the first thing we need to do is differentiate between these two orders. We got Papdi and we got Pori. And when it's the Papdi, it has to have holes stuck in it first. Which means it has to pass through this thing. So we need to have two different directions. Oh, but not merely two different directions, because these, the ones that get this, still need to be cooked. Okay, so what we need to do then is like some kind of round thing like that, right? And then like that. And then this needs to be, why not a router? What does this do for me? Here we go. Yeah. So when we're saying it's a Papdi, we're saying it needs to go left. Papdi goes to the left. So when I press play, the Papdi will go to the left. Oh, but it needs to squirt out. Okay, you know what? Just to be safe, we're gonna squirt in a little bit, Bob. Don't worry. Hold tight. The squirting is coming. Pafty. The start. So when it starts, we need dough no matter what, don't we? You know? There's gonna need to be dough. So let's just say this is the Pafty. Pafty. This is the start. This is the Pori. There. Just so that I got it organized in my brain sickles. Dough. Dough! You know? So there's the dough. Whenever we start, we know we need dough. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. One dough, please. There, that gets the thing. And then it gets fried. Look at it frying. Okay, so that senses. So, same deal, what we did with the timer before. We're gonna hook this up to a timer now, right? And we're gonna go, when it presses start, you need to go to 2. When you sense that, and then you eject that, right? And that'll just cook that. Beauty. Look at that. Okay. 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 Alright. Alright then. So now we need to make the sauce go on after that. And stack it. Stack it, sauce it. Stack it and sauce it, baby. Go this way. Like this. And then... Wait. We also will need to get the other thing on too. Put that there. So I'll need a... And this can just go like that, maybe? And then that'll get there. The tray. That'll stack it on there. When it stacks the thing. Ba-loom. Ba-boom. Ba-loom, ba-loom, ba-boom. However you want to say it. Can I do 3 at once? No. So probably what will need to happen here is it will probably also need to go like this. And then go like that. I think that's what this is going to be useful for. Yeah, Factorio was fun too. Thankfully this doesn't, like, you don't need to know the signal strength, which is what's giving me the ability to play this one. Like, not having to know the voltages and stuff is immensely helping me play this game compared to what I thought this was gonna be. So there, that fries the thing, puts it on the thing, and then that's... What's that doing? That's sensing. So once that senses, can we say start this? And let's say go A, B, C, right? A, B, C. And then the last thing it needs to do is go left. D. So let's say D. Send that to the left, like this. The signal circuit wizard game? Oh dear. So they do have that in this. Yeah, that we'll see how I do with that one. Probably not nearly as good as this. I'm surprised how far I've made it so far. There we go. That's that. Okay, so that's that one. So now I just needed to set up the Papti. Or the Pori, sorry. My apologies. So the Pori needs to go straight through. That's the difference. So what... Right? And then that gets the thing. And then everything else is the same, is it not? Gets the stuff. Yep. And then here comes the other one. It goes through the thing. I could make that more efficient somehow. I don't know how, but I'm sure I could. But look at that. Larry engineered factory. My time and cost could be better. But that's my first throw together. I'm happy with that. Damn, this one is good. I like this one. Interest in 20th century human life continues to grow, and the 20th century experience is receiving more visitors than ever. As part of this effort, we are meeting our visitors' demand by adding even more 20th style cuisines to choose from in food court. Sometimes it's difficult for people to remember what was actually available in the 20th century. No meta-saturated nutrient supplementation, etc. Historical realities like this may seem like a letdown at first, but it is our belief that diners will soon find there is still much to admire about 20th century food, no matter how crude and disgusting it may seem at first. Thanks, management. Mr. Chili, a type of ice cream that became popular throughout dining establishments of the time of period, soft serve was an inexpensive treat the whole pod could enjoy. Note that this product is served cold at a period accurate temperature of minus 273.15 degrees Celsius. I know I said it was going to start the other one. I just want to see what this one wants me to do. How hard is this gonna get here? Oh, hello! Look at this. We gotta make chocolate. We got to make the chocolate with 3 scoops, vanilla with 3 scoops, and this with 2 scoops? Or still 3? Still 3. Okay, each one 3 scoops. You got Choco, you got small, medium, and large, you got Choco, Vanilla, and Twist. And then here's the thing. And then the Choco, Vanilla output, cones. It's always gonna need a cone, obviously. So, you kinda almost immediately want to do the same thing. And then this is gonna need to dispense as many as it dispenses. So I imagine I can use this to my advantage again. The tray, that can go wherever. We're just gonna figure out the logistics of getting ice cream on this. And the one that I want. I'm gonna use timers, I think, to make this happen. I'm just riffing here. Just riffing. Then like this, something like that. Okay, that's probably, obviously we'll need the sorter, and it's still only sorting one thing, so we're still good with that. Oh, we got this big counter here now. The sequencer, this counter. Yeah, I mean, I think I can. My thought is like I can have a counter for each one, for each flavor, right? So Choco, vanilla, right? Something like this. Choco. I still like having the multi-mixers too. And then I just gotta figure out 2 for the medium, small, and large. I'll have to have like the same thing. Maybe that could do with that. Positive. While it's positive, it's doing this, and while it's positive, it's squirting out fucking things, and then when it's negative, it ejects it from the thing. Because it only squirt. Does it only squirt when it senses? Oh yeah, because it'll be squirting from this. Yeah, something like this. Sensing it. When it's sensing it, squirting. We can achieve that with this thing. When it senses it and enables this, which is squirting. Whenever it's positive, squirting. It's just squirting, you know? Something like that. Sensing and squirting. Could be something like that. We'll see though. We'll worry about the size in a sec. Just, oh wait, no, come back. Okay, we'll worry about the squirting in just a second though. I said come back. I could do a loop. I'm trying to cut down, I don't know what costs more. This is $1,000. Yeah, see the computers cost a lot less. These are like tens of thousands of dollars. The computers are like thousands of dollars. So if I can do this without having too many factory belts, it will be cheaper. So, that's my thought there. So let's make one of these for each of the things, right? Chocolate, vanilla, and then twist. Right? That'll do. Something like this. My brain's already getting racked. Alright, and then, so when that hits, that's gonna go to -1, -1, -1 on each of these. I can hide these wires so I can program. And then that'll be +1 each time the start button goes. Wait, which one? Why is this one wired to start? Should not be wired to start. Oh no, that's chocolate. I need another one of those for the start button. Because then the start's gonna wire into each one of these. That tells it +1. And then whatever one it should be will be 0. See? Now I'm gonna somehow use that. I'm gonna use that with a combination of these. So, whenever this gets activated now, these will be active, right? Somehow so now this can be used. I'm just bringing this over here to now visualize what I'm trying to do here. So, now, when that hits the thing, the start button always needs to make a cone go. I'm gonna say, probably, right? So let's just say a cone always is gonna come out. Now we're getting onto it here. We're getting into it and onto it, you know? Into it and onto it. I'm gonna say this, we sense into that. Put that like that. And then we wire this into all of those. And then so this is enabling. And then like that. And then this is squirting. Somehow now this is squirting. Something to do with that, what I just had set up before. Hold on now. Yeah, right? Right? Something like this. It's something like this. And then when it's positive, and then when it gets to 0, because then when it's at 0, eject it. Because it's when it's sensing it that it's gonna be squirting it. When it's sensing it, it's minusing 1. Yeah, and then small. Let's say that's 2 squirts, right? Let's just say the small's 2 squirts. Squirt your squirt! Oh yeah, wait, I didn't hook it up. Positive, chocolate. There, squirt the squirt. Oh! Okay, why did that happen? It goes positive. Oh, because anytime it's positive, it's doing that. So that won't be good. Okay. Okay. So, but hear this out now. What is this doing then? What are you doing then? What are you doing? What are you doing? Okay. Wire this back into this somehow, and then that will be squirting chocolate, right? Only when it senses. No. No. Okay. I need to make it only when it's... Oh, because that's 0 from that. Gotcha. Gotcha. So then this... Oh, nope. So then this needs to come off. I don't even know what this is doing anymore, but I'm just going to put another one here and just go from there for a minute. And say when this is... Oh yeah, when this is sensing, this is positive, this is sensing that, it's squirting out the chocolate. Right? That's a fucking chocolate cone right there. Right? Okay. We're on to something there. We're on to something there. So this needs to be a 3 probably. And then I don't even know what did this do even. I can't. Okay, wait. Yeah, wait. I'll know when I look. Oh yeah, that did do stuff. That is doing stuff, isn't it? Oh god. Okay, well, so before I do the timings, because this is gonna turn into a mess of wires, let's just see now. I need this back out. We're gonna recreate this with the vanilla now. So with the vanilla, I had this being and then this is from the vanilla? Yeah. So then this should work off the same one because this will only be enabled when it's vanilla. Right? Yeah. But what is this? This is the one that should only be, okay, so that's the thing. This needs this also needs a sequencer or a multi thing because all of these can be tapped into that one. So now that's that, right? That's the same as this. And then I'll need a separate one for vanilla. Oh dear. Okay, and then yeah, I'll need a separate one of this for vanilla. Because so now this is this the vanilla one? This is the vanilla one. Right? Because now how is this getting the vanilla information from that? Yeah, okay. This isn't gonna work, is it? Because this is gonna be doing... It's just always gonna be doing that. It's gonna go either way. Somehow this is a problematic. Somehow. This game could definitely teach you basic logic. Like binary logic for sure. I somehow don't have this differentiating enough. Because this... I need these to differentiate between which one. Still. Right? I just need to hook this up different, I think. Because this has got all 3. Okay, let me just get rid of that for a second. Right, let me come back to this. Okay, we're on the chocolate. So, this is the chocolate one. It's lit up. It's waiting for an output now, which it can get from this. So, I'm just doing this slowly. So it can get this output from this. So this is the chocolate one. Oh, I wanted to go by step. Okay, see, this is waiting for an output now. Here's an output. Why can't I do that into that? I should be able to, right? But now these are going to need separate ones for this board is the thing. Which I think is what I was trying to do here. I'll need one for each flavor. Leave that hooked up for a sec, right? Is this the chocolate? This is the chocolate. I gotta keep saying that. You gotta understand that I gotta keep saying, is this the chocolate? That's part of the thing here. So now this is oat pudding. What? To that, which has made this 0. And then so that's ready to eject. So now I need it to do its positive thing. Which it is doing right away. Right? Wait. So, there, it's sensing the thing. But this is no longer enabled because that's at 0. Okay, I just need to figure out the time. What? Why is it counting down again? What's making this count down again? Because anytime... Why is this... Oh, because I'm on the wrong size cone for this experiment to even work. That's why I'm getting fucked up here. Okay, there. Sorry. So. There. It's positive here. So that's waiting for an output. And there. Now there's an output going on. This is still waiting for an output. And there's an output right here, which is then wired into this. What the fuck is this wired into? Oh yeah, this is the multi thing for this. Right. That's just so I can have all 3 into this. Don't get confused by that. Jesus Christ. Okay, wait. I need to go back and see the step again. Okay, so here I need to make it squirt fucking chocolate ice cream. And then it's gonna count down to 0, and then that ejects it. Okay, so there. It needs to be squirting chocolate ice cream now. And here's the thing, though. That needs to be enabling 3 different ones at the same time, I think. Right? And then, so this one is ready to go. This one's ready now. That one's trying to output something. Because it's wired into this. Yes. So now this could be wired into that? Yep, I think so. This could be wired into that. And now there, an output is trying to go from here. So this is the chocolate one. Okay. Okay. That's the chocolate one. Mother of fuck. Now the vanilla. Let's see if I can make a vanilla happen now. Okay, so. Bring the vanilla out. And here we go. So this one is enabled. See, it's trying to squirt, but it can't because this is not enabled. So instead, we want this one enabled. And then this. right? Yeah, because I said I need a different one. So this one will have to be squirting to this. So this is why I'm getting fucked up. This needs to have a multi-output or it's not gonna work. Oh my god, look at this mess. And then, because now, this can enable all of these. Or enable both of these. And then, okay, so this one's already hooked up to the chocolate. This one hook up to the vanilla, right? Let's see. Here we go. Okay. Okay. My fuck. There's vanilla. There's chocolate. Now let's see if we can make this one happen. The twist. So the twist is hooked up to this already, which is then hooked up to this. And so this Hi. I don't think so. Yeah, no. Okay, I have every other one of these plugged in. So I can plug this into there, right? And then there. So now this is the one that's active. And so now this has to go into... Do I not have one for this yet? I don't. I need one for that flavor. So this can go to that flavor, and then this to there. And then, oh. Oh dear. Okay. So then... Gonna be interesting. I'm gonna need like 3 of these for this to work, I think. Right, this will have to be plugged into here. That'll give me... Wait, how is that gonna work? Hold on. How am I gonna... I need to now have like a multi-thing for this. I need one that can... I need this one to hit both of them. Wait, I gotta work through this problem now. This one could go to both. Why? Oh my god, this is gonna be even more messy. Wait. Because, okay, so now this can do both. Wait, so this needs to be a chocolate input. This needs to be a vanilla input. And then this one needs to be able to go to both. Like so. Okay. And then... Now I've got them so disorganized. I see what I needed to do here, though, now. Damn it. I keep confusing myself. Let me back this up. Let me put this back up there. Again, sorry. that to be hooked back up again for a second. Okay, there. Okay, because they were hooked up to there. And then this is kind of right. So I just need a separate chocolate. This is the chocolate one. And a separate vanilla. This is the vanilla one. And then this needs to... Oh, this one needs to just output into both of those. Like that. There. That should solve that problem. Let's see. Yep, okay, there. See, there's the double cone. So now, there's the small, the medium, and the large. Okay, now let's see. Well, do I have this set up to work? The next size? Yep. Okay, wait. So is it's done, is it? I think it might be done. Look. Here we go. Let's see. Here we go. Next size. Beautiful. Okay, now it needs to switch flavor to vanilla. Look at that. Look at her go. Hell yeah. I'm proud of that one. We can shave it up. We can shave time off later and everything, but damn. Look at the mess of wires it ended up being at the end. Holy shit. Because I wanted to use as little of this stuff as I could. And actually, I think that's where I can cut costs right now. Where can this move? As long as it goes that way, just wait. Can I like cut costs even more by just doing it right here? That should cut time too, right? Yeah, look. And there, look, that cut off the time. Congratulations, Larry, you're an engineer now. I'm just a little bit over on the cost, which I could do if I used better multi-thing, but you know, fuck it. I'm proud with that. One of the things people always talk about when they see old computer games is how quirky they are, how much personality they seem to have, how unrestrained they feel despite all of the huge technical limitations the creators were dealing with. Maybe one reason it was like that was because there just wasn't anyone to stop you from putting whatever you wanted into a game. Whatever weird idea or strange obsession you had, you could do it, even if it was based on a personal sense of humor that didn't always exactly land. Zach Maddox being a case in point. Hell yeah, that was cool. I like that game a lot. I like 20th Century Food Court. Alright. Oh, wait, where did my other one go? I must have forgot to press download on it. Well, let's connect back to the BBS. Okay. And then we'll go for that Hobby Force one. I must have forgot to press D on it. There, 2 minutes. Hmm. Of course, there's one there. Got no good place for that black 10 though. Unless I can get under there. Nope. Nope. Fuck you. Okay, I want to see what this one is anyway. 3 seconds. And then it'll probably give me a cooldown before I can download another one. 14 minutes. Hobby Force. Here we go. One of my coworkers used to enjoy this robot cartoon show called Steed Force, which he first saw on TV growing up in Brazil. I do not know what Gunpla is, no. Later he had the idea that it'd be fun to build some of the models with his son, but importing the kits from Japan was impossible unless you were willing to pay crazy amounts of money to have someone ship them there to you. This was before you could just order whatever you wanted on the computer. But instead he made something just as cool, or maybe even better, a complete model building simulation based on the show. Oh, it's a Gundam model building simulator. Okay. We got tips. Tools, menu. Oh, there's their tools. Okay. There's the instructions. Oh, right on. Assembly. The model. Oh, and 2 different painting variation suggestions. Okay, well, so... Wait, what brought out the tools again? Tab. So, do I use these? Ash Kush, welcome in, dear comrade. I hope you're doing well. Everybody, by the way, follow our streamer comrades. Hash Kush, Dave Legend, Wadapua Games. All fantastic streamers y'all should be following. Okay, let's see. Let's go for other big parts first. We'll pull out some other big parts. I like the look of this already. Not gonna lie. Oh, and I got little keyboard shortcuts? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There we go. And then we can snap these pieces together like so. And also unsnap them. And then we'll look at the, we might as well just unsnap all of it. Then we can actually see what we're dealing with here. There, took the top bits out. Move this over a sec. One of the best parts of model building is breaking this shit off. Okay. I must be missing... Oh yeah, right here. There we go. There's all those pieces out. The important pieces do get lost in the carpet. That is how it works, indeed. Okay, and then we'll stick these pieces here. I'll get as low as these ones and then I'll move them up. Okay. There we go. We got all the pieces. Well, here's the way I'm gonna do this, I think. Let me see that thing again. Okay. Well, we might as well get some... We're just gonna move a bunch of pieces over here for now. And then we're gonna start with this big thing right here. We got 2 pieces to this. Wants to be gray underneath. Look at that, beautiful. Okay, and now this piece here. It wants to be mostly dark blue. I'm assuming we got decals for the numbers. So we'll just go dark blue with it first, since that's the biggest color. Gotta mask it. Okay. Now, I also want to see... Oh yeah, because there's a little indent there, but we'll see that as I go. Okay. Look at that. I think that looks just fine. That looks just fine to me. Beautiful. That's the shield right there. Now we want, oh, that there's like a top bit to it somewhere. Figure that out in a minute. These are like legs. I don't even know what these pieces are. We're just gonna stick these together until we figure out what pieces these actually are. Oh, right there, I think. Yeah, I think that's right there. And these look like they go together. We can actually see what this is for too. And then this is the gun thing. The gun looks like it's just all gray. Essentially, that's probably decals. So it looks like with the gun we can just there, gun. There's the gun. Okay, now these pieces. Keep the legs inverted. Yeah. I'm gonna assume that white bit is also... I'm gonna assume that white bit is also a decal that I can put on. And if it's not, well, that'll suck for me. Okay, and then we need to take this tape off of this part, and then we're gonna put the tape on this part. There. And then this is... Look, it's even got the white band there now already. I think that'll be okay because the decal will cover that. Hi, Mew-Mees. This one I'll do it like I did the other one. It seems to be even easier. It's just hard with this paint because it's kind of hard to see the lines. Here we go. Look at that, legs. Whole ass legs and everything. And these are his feet. Let's get like 3 different colors. Oh, I did the wrong color. I meant to do that. That dark color again. And then... tape up this part of the shoe thing. Okay, and then these parts are white. And then we gotta make a little gray piece. Which is like super hard to see. But it's like right there. Okay. And then I gotta cover up this part of it. It's super hard to see where that line is, but it's like there somewhere. There, look, shoes. That doesn't just go on like that. He's got another part for his feet somewhere. These things. And then you're only gonna see this part of it, so. There. Somehow these attach to something. There. That's a leg. We made a leg. That's in honor of you, Dave. This leg's for you. There we go. Look at those legs. That's some damn fine leggery right there. Damn fine leggery. And then these clip into this probably somehow. Yeah. But of course, this needs color. These are white, like this. Okay, and then a little bit of Look at that. Legs. Damn fine legs. Damn fine legs. That looks like that part. And I think these are just gray by the looks of it. They like somehow attach. Oh, there's a middle. There's that middle piece. And this looks like it's also gray. Look at that. It's a model building game. And then there's like a torso bit too. See, there's this bit, and then there's like a little torso bit. Is that what this is? Yeah, it is. So these are the two torso bits. So that needs to also be gray. And somehow these go together and go in there. And then that goes on there. And this is mostly this piece right here. Mostly the dark. And then I can put a little bit of color on it here. You don't want to accidentally super glue your fingers when model building, comrades. Always watch your digits. That's some Larry model building tips for you right there. Watch your digits. Okay, I think that's pretty good. There's still another piece? Yeah, seems to be. But there, look, we're onto something there. These are yellow. I don't know why that won't go on yet. Something. What is this? His neck? That's his neck. That's gray. Okay. No, not that either. Maybe I'm missing something here first. Here's a neck piece. Oh, what's that neck piece? Yeah, this is red, I think. There we go. Now we're somewhere. Oh yeah, you gotta be precise. Gots to be. Okay, these are the shoulders. That bit's red. This bit's red. And then these bottom bits look like they are this color. And then these go together. And somehow these stick on there, I bet. Okay, this seems like the upper arm pieces. Wait. What am I looking at here? I don't understand how I don't have this attaching. This must attach somehow. Why you no attach? Here's the shield thing. Oh, here's the shoulders. Oh, what's this? Oh, okay. This piece I think is gray. There. There we go. Look at us now. There's the neck. The face thing is red or gray. Mostly. It's pretty satisfying, Frank. Okay. Look at that. That turned out great. And then we have this hat here too. So the hat's mostly the dark color with that little beak being red. Oh. Like so. Okay. And then the same for this other side. Boom! Oh, there's a little green spot on his head, too. There we go, look at this. This guy's looking damn good, damn good. I think this is the white part of his arm, I think, right? These are like his side hip things. So there's these bits. Oh, and those are his knees. Something. Oh no, his joints. So these are just gray. Yeah, use the pin wash at the end, of course. But oh, one thing I want to see first is my time. Am I still not allowed to download yet? I can. Okay. 2 minutes for that. Okay, so I think that's the white bits there, because I think these go on top. Oh no, that's the underneath. That's that part. So that actually this is a blue part or a dark part like this. There we go. Oh, okay, here's this part. This is the white part right here. Right? Yeah, like this. There. And that goes up into his arms, it looks like. Somewhere. There you go. His hands. Yo. Alright, now there's these bits. How's this bit? Oh, that's the white part on top, I think. And then these are blue. These are dark color. Comrades. Okay, and then these gray. Gray. Yellow. There we go. And that's the dark color now. There we go. Look at this thing. Those go there. Boom. Yo. Although this won't matter until I actually put the decals on, but we'll do that after. But look at this. Oh yeah, look. There, now it's filling in the stuff. Here we go. There, look at this. Made a beautiful model robot. Here, we'll do the decals later. Very cool. There it is. Our first one built. I love that. Okay, we got Professional Chip Wizard. I just want to see what the hell this is. They made it sound like this is like a professional software program. View manual. Oh dear. Layout window. The layout window is where you will create your integrated circuit design by layering metal, silicon, vias, and capacitors. The specification window describes what you must create. It includes a list of inputs which enter your circuit and list of outputs which your circuit must generate. The simulator window shows the inputs and outputs and how they change over time. It also includes playback controls that allow you to verify your circuit. New in Chip Wizard Professional 3.0, the visualizer window makes it easy to see how the layers of your design connect with the 3D rendered view of your circuit. Silicon wafers. There are two types of silicon, N-type and P-type. By layering one over the other, you can create a transistor, the basic building block of integrated circuits. Vias are small vertical wires that connect to the silicon layer to the metal layer with a via in place. Signals will flow freely between the two layers. The metal layer sits above the silicon layer and is used to route signals between and around transistors. You will need to use both layers to build your circuits. By placing capacitors underneath the metal layer, signals traveling through the metal can be delayed by one or more cycles instead of flowing instantly. Wait, I was not done with that. Creating an NP transistor. To create an NP transistor, draw a line of an N-type silicon blue, then a cross in the middle with the type P, red. Signals can only flow between the two N-type blue signals when there is a signal entering the P-type. Oh, okay. A PNP transistor. PNP transistors are the opposite of an NPN. They allow only signals to flow between the two when the blue type is not powered. So this is like a NOT gate. This is like a OR gate. AND gate. This is like an AND gate. And then capacitors. Signals will flow through the metal above capacitors at a rate of 1 capacitor per cycle. This allows for the creation of time-based circuits. Oh my goodness, time-based circuits. Yep. Cannot enter or connected to one another. So they're on the silicone layer, but they're different. Got it. What is this one? Connect in A. That's that one. To out E. To out B. Like that. Right? Use N-type silicon, which sits below the metal layer, to pass one signal onto the other. Oh, because NA to out A. Oh, NA to out A. I see. So they would need to cross over each other. NA to out A. And then this, but this won't work because now so you need the N-type silicone and a via, right? And then connect the metal to that, and that should pass over. I didn't cross the streams. There we go. That's that. I told you I got started in sales at... Oh, and then it shows you in 3D your circuit too. Told you I got started in sales at Sawayama and also spent some time in marketing. I did enjoy my work, but after a while wanted to try something new. I'd always been a tinkerer of sorts, and the idea of working on the engineering side was starting to appeal to me. Instead of only selling the machines, I could contribute to their design. Problem was, I literally had no idea where to start. Luckily, during my time in Japan, I made another friend who worked in engineering at a small firm that was owned by Sawayama. His name was Daisuke Don Iwasero. Cool, so I did that one. End gate. Output X should be high when both in A and in B are high. You will need to create an NPN transistor. So that's the one with the blue, to be high when both I and okay, so when both are high. So we need that gate that only allows it through. So yeah. Wait, stop. So you need the exactly that, just that one that they demonstrate. Right? And then this needs to go to out. But only when this is sending power to that. Ta-da! OR gate. See, I know some of these from Minecraft. Out should be high when either in A or in E are high. You will need to create a transistor for each input so that the signals do not interfere. I did a Minecraft. That's right. Okay, so the output needs to be high when either these two are high. So either or. We need that or thing. So that means we need the blue on the bottom. Yeah. So you need the one with the blue on the bottom. Okay, so wait. Can I just make one big thing? Like this? And then hook these into the same silicone thing, maybe? Like that? So there. Okay. So put the inputs there. And then they'll be getting it from here or here. Let me just see for a sec. Okay. Yeah. And then that and that. And then what we can do is use this voltage one to be constantly trying to give it power. And then when this gets power, it allows it through. When that gets power, it allows that through. Because this will be always getting power from this V. Keep pressing the wrong thing. Oh, I didn't want to. There. Is that it? That's it. Look at that. My design size is pretty good too. A NOT gate. Out should be high when in is low and vice versa. You will need to create a PNP transistor. So just the opposite. The opposite of what I did before. So I just need to connect both of these to the output. Wait, these are voltages. Okay, so what would make it this opposite? Is like this. Right? Wait, I don't even... No, I don't want both of them hooked up. I just need the one. Because both of these are given constant power. And then this will allow the electricity through when this is buzzing. So it will coincide with this. So these two will match. There you go. Another gate done. And then power on reset. Reset should be high for the first 10 cycles. Alright, you're ready. Time to apply to TSMC. Thank you. I'll take that as a compliment. Reset should be high for the first 10 cycles after power becomes available on the V pins. Reset should be high. And it's low. For the first 10 seconds. So wait. Okay, so then if I was to... It's all V's. So let's just say I was to connect this to that. That would obviously make it always high. Make it high for the first 10 seconds. This is where these come in. Right? Something like that. Is that what you want? No, because then it just goes high the whole time. Oh, I think it needs a meter. I think it needs a gate. Otherwise, it's just... Capacitors below the metal layer to create a multi-delay cycle. I've got that going on. Wait, each one is... So I need 10 of these, right? How do I make these go away? There, okay. I need 10 of these. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, but it needs to be opposite of what it's getting right now. So now I need to make the gate that makes the power the opposite. Which I can do by layering this wafer on that wafer, like that. And then hooking that up to that, hook that up to that, so that'll be powering it like it just was all the time. But now this power is always on, so this will be sending power there until the 10 cycles when this gets there, and then it will stop. There it goes. Ba-bum! There you go. Another one. Hell yeah. Oh, and now we're getting 2 at a time. Digital signal mixer. Out X should be high when any input is high. When any input is high. How many inputs do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4 inputs. So you need to make a big... You just need to make like a big capacitor underneath it. Or a big gate. Well, I'll worry about that another time. But yeah. Cool. Last call BBS. Some of these I did not get to see because I reset my computer. Some of them I did get to see. It's an awesome game. We'll be playing more of it. You know what I could use now, though? 420s in chat. 840s in chat. Larry, take a little joint break while we watch some LA Beast and some other videos.